My name is Roy Sanchez, and today I'm here with my group members, Adikin Orhan and Aaron Fain. And today we will be presenting our consulting project based on non-cohesive teams. For our group's presentation, we decided to interview Mr. Mayer. And just some background information on the manager and company in the industry that I would like to go over. We decided to interview Mr. Mayer, who is a social media and marketing manager. Mr. Mayer has a bachelor's degree in marketing and is an alumni of California State University of Long Beach. We decided to interview Mr. Mayer due to our group's shared interest in social media. Social media continues to increasingly be a part of our day-to-day lives. Mr. Mayer works for William Raymond Communications, a small startup communication firm based in Los Angeles, California. The work culture at Mr. Mayer's job at William Raymond Communications has a casual culture. It's not a suit and tie culture. Mr. Mayer's work environment typically involves him being in an office space or meeting up with clients that are typically athletes or entertainers at a location. Mr. Mayer's day-to-day. Mr. Mayer's day-to-day as a social media and marketing manager typically consists of him waking up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym to work out, where he gets himself ready for the day. He then starts to get ready after the gym to go to work and to arrive at the office by 8 a.m. When he first arrives in the office, Mr. Mayer typically checks his email inboxes. He typically checks his email inboxes and hops on social media to manage over his clients' accounts. Managing their social media accounts typically involves him reading comments and direct messages on the client's page, as well as getting a pulse to how the public views their client. After that, he will typically meet with his marketing team on Zoom for brainstorming sessions. He then goes on to manage over his team's press release set out to go the next day. He then hops on Zoom again with the client's agents to let them know about the press release and the content of the press release. After that, it's typically around 3 to 4 p.m. prior to clocking out. Mr. Mayer will organize the data that he gathered on his clients through their social media profiles and through their work performance. He will organize this data on Microsoft and Excel. He will organize his data on Microsoft Excel and Word so it could be used for later. Now, I would like to jump gears. Next, I would like to talk about the organizational behavior issues that Mr. Mayer encounters in his job, which are cross-cultural communication, conflict, communication barriers, and emotions in the workplace. Next, we will be examining and analyzing the challenges of having a cohesive team with different personalities. And when does it happen? It happens during weekly team meetings for launching press releases for the clients. Mr. Mayer, the manager, faces the challenges at times of having a cohesive team who all can come to successful common perspectives when they take on a marketing campaign for clients who are athletes. At his workplace, his team consists of people who come from different socioeconomic backgrounds. As a marketing manager, the details in your advertisement can matter when trying to accomplish the desired effect that a client wants. At times, his team can come to a standstill or debating over the wording and graphics in the advertisements and can be too close-minded. Due to group members all having different perspectives on how the marketing campaign should be handled, they once didn't come to a common successful perspective on a marketing campaign for a client. And it showed due to the feedback of the marketing campaign, showing that consumers were confused with the true message of the advertisement. Another scenario where having a team with conflicting personalities made it hard to have a successful, cohesive team is when group members couldn't come to a peaceful agreement on a marketing campaign decision on having the client, aka the athlete who is a client, make a post on social media, aka their Instagram feed, which resulted in tension within the team that hampered the communication that a team has to have. The miscommunication within the team led to a project not meeting the expectations that a client had due to the information not being relayed to a fellow group member. This company may have problems with having a cohesive team with different personalities due to the employees failing to find a common ground of understanding and effectively communicate the issues with each other. Now, I would like to shift gears again and pass it off to my group member, Aaron, to talk about the organizational behavior analysis that we conducted.
For the organizational behavior analysis, we narrowed it down to 4 theories. For the first theory, it was communication barriers. Now, these barriers consisted of both the party sender and receiver. They have both imperfect processes. The receivers do not listen as well as the sender assumes. So for this would be missing deadlines, not agreeing. And the next one would be cross-cultural communications. Now, this is the challenge because language is the number one challenge when it comes to communicating. Words can be easily misunderstood, and either the receiver has limited vocabulary or the sender accents distorts the sound of the word. And an example for this would be age, race, ethnicity, and gender. The next would be conflict. Now, conflict is the process in which one party perceives that its interests are being opposed or negatively affects by another party. And this would be example of not coming to a peaceful agreement on a marketing campaign. And the last one would be emotions in the workplace. Now, emotions are physical, behavioral, and physiological episodes, experiences towards an object, person, or event that creates a state of readiness. And attitude. Attitude represents the cluster of beliefs, asserted feelings, and behaviors, intentions towards a person, object, or event. Now I'm going to pass it on to Attikin for some possible solutions.
There are several ways to improve the group collaboration and solve communication barriers. One of the best ways to improve the group collaboration would be creating a supportive work environment. The workplace should be a strong one where everybody in the group feels that their commitments are appreciated. We believe it will solve the problem by making the group members to acquire a superior comprehension of where each other's qualities lie and what they need to go about their best responsibilities. From the chapter 11, we learned how to solve communication problems with negotiation, and our solution is based on this topic. In order to have a supportive work environment, understand the conflicts and having a negotiating attitude would greatly help to avoid such communication errors. And thank you for sparing your time.